Now, earlier today, I spoke to Robin Harding, the U.S. economist, editor for the Financial Times, and I started off by asking him if the news of the growth in the UK is anything to celebrate.
Its economic recovery since the financial crisis has been really weak, miserably weak. It's not been like the Eurozone where it's real doom and gloom and carnage and everything falling to pieces, but the UK just bumps along the bottom. And what we've seen happen in the first quarter is it's bumped a little bit into positive growth, but it's still very close to that triple dip recession.
Well, there was all this talk about austerity. The IMF even jumped on the bandwagon and said all of Europe needed austerity. This was a couple of years ago when the European crisis was starting to get going at that time, and the UK was also a part of that as well. Fast forward to today, the IMF now says for the UK, wait, don't do the austerity. We want you to stop that and start spending money. Do you find that odd?
Well, the IMF changed its tune a bit. And I think it's natural that this has happened because a couple of years ago, Britain had a gigantic budget deficit. It was close to 10% of the economy. So it's quite natural that people were saying, oh my God, we've got to do something about this. We've got to get this deficit down. And so they've tried very hard to do that. And it really hasn't worked. We've seen this miserable economic growth. So people are going back the other way a little bit. But you should listen to what the IMF's saying. They're not saying go out and spend government money like there's no tomorrow. They're saying spend money on infrastructure. They're saying the government should invest in transport, in schools, whatever else, to get more growth in the future. And that's slightly different from the just spend, fiscal stimulus type of argument.
Prior to the financial crisis and prior to the European crisis, let's say the UK economy was here. The crisis occurred, it became here. Where are we?
We are maybe here.
Are we halfway back?
Yeah, well, it's about that. The thing to understand is that the financial crisis has had a uniquely nasty effect on the UK economy. I mean, if you think about what the UK did well, it was finance, housing, and the oil sector was also very important in Britain. What we've seen happen is the North Sea oil is running out, so that sector's going down. The financial sector was obviously totally devastated by the financial crisis, and that's really struggled for growth.
I have to ask you this because you cover the U.S. economy, you cover the UK economy, and there's one striking similarity between the two, and that is the central banks have been on this bond buying purchase program. Essentially, that helps pump money into the system.
Yes.
The million-dollar question is, how do they unwind that? And what is UK's view and what is the UK's timeline? Are they going to match up with what the US is doing, or are they on their own timeline?
Well, in the UK, we're about to get a new Bank of England governor, Mark Carney, who's coming from the Bank of Canada. And the signals are that he wants to do more before he does less. So I think the thing to watch out for in the UK is the Bank of England doing something similar to what the Fed has done, where it has said we will keep interest rates very low until the unemployment rate gets to X%. In the US, it's 6.5. Don't know what it will be in the UK. I think that's something to watch out for in the UK. So the prospect of stopping this in the UK and going the other way, that's miles off in the distance. We really are not looking at that happening for some years to come.